Well, I'm back again, and I'm here finally working on the 24 Dodge. If you looked at one of my early videos, the wheels on this is what I'm trying to get straight. They were rolling like this when you spin them, and they're old military wheels. They aren't the right ones for the car. Let me give you a look-see. Okay, I've taken the metal part off, and these hubs are for the wooden spoke wheels, and that's the other part of it right there. And what somebody has done is taken these solid wheels, which are here, and not the right ones, of course, and then adapted them to the wooden spoked hubs. You can see there's the hub for the wood, and they've riddled it with holes to make it fit. You know, they just bolted it on and then went with it. And what they did, they had to use spacers. And of course, these are the spacers they used, which is just plywood. And I guess this is probably done 50 years ago, or whatever, but a long time ago. And the wood is deformed. And it didn't actually fall apart or rot, but it was crushed. And of course, they used a poor quality of wood. You can see the plywood. There's not many layers there, so it's not really stable. You know, it could be deformed fairly easy because of the big layers, how thick they are. And you can see it's a holidays, so it was a poor grade of plywood. So you can see it's been crushed in a bunch of different ways, and you can see the center is raised. So what it was letting the wheel do was sit there and wobble like this while it was trying to rotate. And I know this is a real slow speed car, because if I ever get it above 40 miles an hour, that's going to be doing something. Here's one of the rims that I haven't done anything to, and if I spin it, yeah, it's hard to see. Nah, you really can't see it, but it goes like that. And this is the best wheel. That was the worst. So I took them apart. Come on, phone, focus. I tell you, man, it's cold in here. I think it was 26 degrees when I walked out here in the garage. And I got all the heaters on. My electric meter out there looks like it's melting. But I think what I'm going to do is I could go and get the right wheel, but I'd have to spend about $2,000 time I got everything that I need for it, shipping and finding somebody that had a full set of wheels, and then buying new rubber for it, and then winding up with getting all the whatnots to bolt them on. So, you know, it's a lot of cost. And I don't have a lot of money tied up in this thing. And since I'm working with nickels and dimes as my bankroll, that I'm going to keep it down, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can do the same kind of job they did, but maybe if I can get them to run a little truer. Because I've looked at some videos, and people are painting the wheels up, and man, the wheels look great. And then they show them spinning them, and they got some kind of wobble to them. So I guess it's all good with these cars. I guess it makes a car interesting when you have to put an old shoe between your teeth to drive the car. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a better grade of plywood and do the same thing they did, because I have to run spacers. Because the thing needs to be, where's the camera at? There you go. Can I get my fingers in there? It has to be about that thick, at least the thickness of the spokes. And that's where the shims. These are basically just shims. But one of the things I noticed, this hole is a lot bigger than that hub. And that was the problem. They couldn't get that hub aligned center for some reason in this hole. And the only way to line it is they drilled these holes once they thought had it right, but apparently it was off. So I am going to try to do something about this hole. I'm not sure exactly what, because I took it apart yesterday, and I'm in here today seeing what I can do. And all these marks are high spots, high places where I was measuring it. You can see my measuring tool over there on the floor. It's just an old TV or a radio antenna off of a car, and I bent it like a U. It works great because it telescopes if you had to use something like that. So it's easy to adjust, and it swivels, and it's got a ball at the end of it. So that's what that little gadget is right there. And it works real good as a guide to help you figure out what's going on. Because I used a coat hanger, but it was all flexible, and it would sit there and shake like this when you're trying to do something. So it didn't work very well. So I've got everything here to these wheels, including new tires and tubes. So that's why I'm going to do this, because it's just a matter of some work. I just got to figure out how to do it. And the next thing is a problem. Here's the rims, the outside rim that goes on a tire. And these things, apparently, when somebody took them apart, I guess over time, they've got extremely aggressive. And they bent them, like right in here. So when you put it on the rim, you got like a 1/2 inch gap right here, where the rim has been bent outwards, and then it comes back in tight here. So I think it all has to do with them taking it apart, and they just pried the snot out of it for whatever reason and bent it. And I got 3 rims that are bent like that. This is the best rim I have, and it's ugly, but it fits true all the way around. So I know I can straighten these so they fit good. Now, I have to figure out a way to make that rim so I can center it on that hub and then see if it's bent between here and here somehow. I got to figure out a way to see if I can straighten it. So that's where I am. And I think this thing takes 24-inch rims. I think that's what it is. And of course, these tires were 21-inch. So I don't know if I'm a little confused there, because I'm not sure if this car, what size rubber the actual car takes. I guess I didn't look it up very good. But I know these are 21-inch wheels. Yeah, it's got, where is it? Well, yeah, see, it's 21-inch. So I think the wheel's a little small. But since I have everything, and it's just a matter of figuring it out, I think I'm going to roll with it and then see what we can do. I just got to figure out how to center that on the hub. I thought about putting aluminum or a sleeve over the hub, so I'll use the hub to center it. Oh boy, can't get down here. Yeah, run a sleeve around this, so when I put it on, it centers itself, because if it's tight on the sleeve right now, it'll sit there and do this, so that's one of the problems they had. So if I come up with something like that, I don't know, I was thinking maybe even exhaust pipe, going down to my buddies and seeing if they could swedge an exhaust pipe that just fits on this tight, and then cutting little sleeves off of it and using it for a guide for that. That might do it. But I also thought about wrapping this with a piece of thin copper and then putting that on it and center it and then welding it around there, around the wheel. And the copper won't let it touch this. But I still got the width of the copper once I pull the copper off, even with the welds taking up the airspace. So I'm not so sure that's a good idea neither. I'm just shooting in the dark here. So that's where we are. Oh man, if I can get up. Yeah, see, there's my antenna guide. Just an old car radio antenna. And it moves like this, and it's stiff. And you can move it up and down quite a bit. So if you ever need to make one for whatever reason, that works well. And it's got a little ball on the end, so it's actually a pretty good tool. If that's what you need. All right. Well, this is the first real day that I've been working on this thing. So I'll have to keep you posted since I'm going to start making videos again. Oh, boy. But it's been cold. And I don't know how long I can keep pouring kerosene into this place to try to keep it warm. We'll see about that. Everybody's got the same problem, trying to stay warm and working in their garage. But until I get something else done of interest, or if I figure out some stuff, I'll give you guys a head up so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And if anybody out there's got some great ideas on doing something doing something like this, that maybe it would help me along, give me a comment. And that would be good, because I do this for all that. I'd love to read the comments. Even the ones that say, you need to start baking cookies. All right, guys. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.